Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Matlack Messer Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Earlham women's soccer this afternoon. The Quakers will take on the Wilmington Quakers, both teams coming in at 4-2 on the season, both teams with two-match winning streaks. Quakers coming off a 7-0 win over St. Mary of the Woods in their last game. We'll talk about the big matchup there as Jana Miller had an excellent day and was named the HCAC Offensive Player of the Week. On the other side of the ledger, the Wilmington Quakers coming off a 3-1 win on the road at Anderson. When we return in just a couple of moments, we'll talk about these two teams here on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. It's all coming up right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
It is a warm and humid day again here today at Matlack Messer Stadium as these two Quaker teams get set to do battle here this afternoon. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Wilmington Quakers, and then we'll put these two teams side by side here in just a couple of moments as well on the tail of the tape. Now, Wilmington coming off a 3-1 win on the road at Anderson. Taylor Leak, Abby Spurk, and Paige Lane all with goals in the win. Lita Moyer had 6 saves in the goalkeeping duties, again, in their victory over the Ravens. When you look at the team leaders, Taylor Leak with 2 goals, Lakin Hupp with 2 goals, and Paige Lane with 2 goals. And you keep an eye on goalkeeper Lita Moyer. So far this year, she is at 4-3-1. That does include the exhibition games they have played this season. She's given up now 6 goals, a 0.98 goals against average, and 22 saves on the season as a whole. We'll see her in goal again here this afternoon. When we come back in a couple of moments on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll take a look at the Earlham Quakers again, who come in at 4-2, but they will be shorthanded here this afternoon. This is Earlham Women's Soccer on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Our community, it's where we live, it's where we work, it's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Earlham Women's Soccer brought to you this afternoon by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer, and we're listening with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. Well, Earlham again coming into this one after a big win over St. Mary of the Woods at final 7-0. Jana Miller was named the HCAC Offensive Player of the Week. She had 3 goals in that matchup. Haley Beal finished with 2 goals, and Earlham had an astounding 17 shots on goal in that matchup. The team leaders right now, Jana Miller, 4 goals and an assist. Abby McCullough, 3 goals and 2 assists. Haley Beal, 3 goals and an assist. Nicole Burkett with 2 goals and 2 assists. And Hannah Wallhauser, has 2 goals on the season. So Earlham's balanced scoring will come into play here this afternoon. By the way, just a few moments ago, we learned that Earlham hasn't beaten Wilmington in their last 5 matchups. So Earlham will try to turn the tables here this afternoon against Wilmington. When we come back, we'll have the tail of the tape. We'll put these two teams side by side as we get set for Earlham women's soccer right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
We're back once again here at Matlack Messer Stadium. As we said a couple of moments ago, it is a very, very warm afternoon. Once again, we'll see that temperature hit maybe in the lower 90s by the time it is all said and done here this afternoon. And after this week, we should see things relatively cool off here very, very soon. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape brought to you by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. And Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway, 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Now let's go ahead and get these starting lineups while you're watching the tail of the tape.
Starting in goal, number 0, Lita Moyer. Number 2, Taylor Leak. Number 5, Abby Spurk. Number 7, Grace Barsky. Number 11, Riley Allison. Number 13, Haley Barge. Number 15, Alex Vessel. Number 16, Hannah Green. Number 20, Katie Evans. Number 23, Melanie Hall. And number 27, Courtney Ryan. The head coach for the Quakers is Steve Spurk. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Earlham College Quakers. Starting in goal, number 0, Madeline Chomantowski. Number 2, Erin Welsh. Number 8, Nicole Burkett. Number 9, Hannah Wallhauser. Number 12, Yana Miller. Number 15, Abby McCulloch. Number 16, Jennifer Duyere. Number 18, Emma Lady. Number 20, Haley Beal. Number 21, Emma Jones. Number 23, Raven McCree. And leading the way for the Quakers in his 3rd season as head coach is Chad Harden. He is assisted by Gilberto Pineda Jr. and Ashley Costas. Playing the national anthem at the beginning of an athletic competition is a tradition that shows respect for those who have served to protect our nation and the rights to liberty and freedom that we enjoy. Each collegiate member of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference respects the differing beliefs and values of individual members of our campus learning communities. We ask that you join us now in honoring that service and respecting the rights and beliefs of all who are gathered here today. And if you would please rise or remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
There are your starting lineups. When we come back, we will get this one underway here from Matlack Messer Stadium. It's Earlham and Wilmington, all the action right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Well, as mentioned, a warm day here this afternoon. I'm sure that at some point the officials will give both teams a water break about halfway through this matchup here this afternoon. The Quakers in their all whites and Wilmington in their green tops and black pants. And Earlham, by the way, will be attacking left to right in this opening kickoff here this afternoon. Again, both teams looking for their fifth win of the season. As you saw in the tail of the tape a couple of moments ago, Earlham outscoring Wilmington 17-11. But on the other side of the ledger, it's a pretty good defensive team that we're playing here today when you think about it. Wilmington only giving up 0.98 goals per contest so far through 6. And that also, by the way, should include their numbers that they played in exhibition. Wilmington will have the opening kickoff. Again, they'll move right to left. Today's game brought to you in part by Beach Automotive, Big Boys Pizza, Kate's Cages, First Bank Richmond, and Georgia Direct Carpets. And we're underway here this afternoon. Great to have you with us as Earlham and Wilmington doing battle here for this matchup between these two teams. And we'll see how the whole thing plays out early from a feeling out process. And they know each other well. It's not like they haven't played each other in previous years. We mentioned Wilmington had won the last 5 meetings. Wilmington will be on the attack just outside the box. Alex Vestal there with the left leg, and awaiting that one will be the goalkeeper for the Quakers, Madeline Chemitowski. Chemitowski will put it back in play now to the far side as Earlham will look to go on offense for the first time here this afternoon. Nicole Burkett there for the Quakers, and again, Wilmington able to get a takeaway. We mentioned the Quakers without Jordan Blackburn. She will not play today because of an injury, so Earlham will be down one of their better players here this afternoon in this contest. Wilmington again on the counterattack with the left leg. That's Borowski trying to look to the right. Ball will stay between the midfield circle and the box, and as a 50-50 ball is available there. Taylor Leak putting some pressure now against the Quakers offensively, and Haley Beal. This long ball will be sent all the way down the pitch, and now the Quakers set it up outside the box, and that one will roll left to the goalkeeper. As Earlham, their first look as Burkett trying to get the Quakers on the board here in the first few minutes of this one. Goal kick now for Wilmington. This will be Lita Moyer. And Moyer will put a right leg into this one, and a good long kick now possessed at midfield by Earlham. As Earlham's coming up with it, that's Abby McCullough there for the Earlham Quakers. And we'll come near side once again. Here's Riley Allison. Allison against Aaron Welsh, one of the better defensemen for the Quakers. This one will get inside the box and will be cleared out of play. And this will give Wilmington a chance now to set up their defense. That was Haley Burge there for the Wilmington Quakers. Near side throw in, and we get a look at Yana Miller. Yana will put it in play. Of course, we mentioned Yana, what a matchup she had against St. Mary of the Woods with the 3 goals, the hat trick, that ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by Emma Lady, and it will be Wilmington putting it in play here on the near side. Pass intended for Abby Spurk. Quakers get another takeaway. They'll dump behind to Aaron Welsh. Of course, without Blackburn today, I would venture to say Earlham's attack may look a little bit different on both ends. Blackburn very active offensively, very good defensive player as well. That is Beal to the near side. And, boy, you look at that Earlham bench, they must be missing a couple of more players because I only see 3 players on Earlham's bench coming into this one here this afternoon. Double team near side, and there is Raven McCree. We'll put a right leg into that one and send it out of bounds near midfield. She, along with Katie Evans, looking to get possession of the ball here on the near side. And we will have a throw-in from midfield. That is Riley Allison. Here's Evans looking ahead. Spurk will see that one go out of play, and once again the Quakers of Earlham will go back on offense on the counterattack. Coming up on the 41-minute mark, again early, neither team so far very aggressive on the attack side as of yet, as Welsh will have a throw-in for Earlham, and that ball returned once again, and then Abby McCullough here trying to clear it up the sideline, and it eventually goes out of play. McCullough thought it was last touched by Wilmington. The official said no. Throw in near side. McCree battling there with Katie Evans. McCree will wisely put that one out of play, and Earlham now will get a chance to reset their defense. Throw in coming to the near side, Allison. Ball again will come out of bounds. It should be Wilmington throw in. Quakers will be back home Saturday. It is homecoming week. Principia will be in town. That is a 1 o'clock start time here at Matlack Messer Stadium. Ball in the box, the header redirected by Emma Jones. Back inside the box to the 18 and stolen away there by Beal. Beal gets a little shove from behind by Borowski, able to keep her balance, and now Beal across the midfield line. Here come the Quakers. Emma Lady on the run, and that's redirected as well as coming up to get a right foot on it was Riley Allison, and the ball goes out of play on the far side. Once again, the right leg of Greeny, Hannah Greeny there for Wilmington. Back into Earlham territory, and this time out of play on the far side, and it will be a throw-in again for Earlham. Jennifer Doyer there for the Quakers on the throw-in. Well, there are now, there's one more on the bench for the Quakers. I keep an eye on that just for one reason. With a hot day the way it is Earlham looking to get on the attack here. That'll go inside the 18 and picked up there by Moyer. Is on a hot day like today, you don't have very many bodies to work with on this warm day to give yourself a little bit of a break. I'll be curious to see how Earlham will try to maybe conserve a little bit of energy at some point here this afternoon. Doyer deep in the corner against Vestal. Going down on the pitch will be Taylor Leak, and that will go against Earlham. Free kick from the spot of the foul here by Wilmington. I'll do the 39-minute mark now here in the first half. This ball placed high in the air. Good long ball just outside the box, and that will go wide to the left. The redirect attempt, that time by Katie Evans, just off the mark, and Earlham back on the counter themselves. We saw Chomentowski. Madeline had seen action earlier this year in a game here at Matlack Messer Stadium. Really played very well. In fact, it was her first start of her collegiate career. Did play well, and of course today playing a team like Wilmington, they probably know she is less experienced and will look to go at her more aggressively as this match goes along. Here's Beal with a right leg, looking ahead now to Wallhauser. Back again to McCullough. McCullough looks middle and is taken away. This will be Greeny looking to the far side. Wilmington once again looking ahead. Deep in the corners, Vestal. And Vestal unable to run that one down as it goes out of play. Coming up on the 37-minute mark, when you look at Earlham's rest of their season, they will have a very, very busy October. And once we get through Principia on Saturday, they travel on the road, and then conference play starts on September 29th. So we are not very far away from getting the HCAC season underway, just a couple of weeks. That is Raven McCree, who also plays a little backup goalkeeper. That ball put in play inside the 18, and there is Chomentowski to pick that one up. It wasn't a great ball that time by McCree. Wilmington able to get the takeaway. Chomentowski now to the near side on the free goalie kick. It goes out of play. Will stay here with the Quakers, and Wallhauser will put it in play. We'll run down the other matchups going on today in the conference in just a few moments. This is out of play again on Earlham. Throw in near side by Wilmington. There's Aaron Welsh once again, very active on both ends of the pitch here already this afternoon. And now the Quakers, Jana Miller looking back to the middle, and good takeaway by Wilmington. And then Doyer comes up and stops the counterattack with good defense of her own. Doyer back to the middle. Good look here to McCullough. McCullough using both legs. In fact, good ball handling skills by McCullough. Sends it deep into Wilmington territory, where it is kept outside the 18 and then lifted back near midfield to Spurk. Spurk able to keep that one from going out of play, and that'll go off the leg of Aaron Welsh. Bluffton is at Huntington Day. In fact, a very busy day in the HCAC. Anderson travels to Trine. It's Defiance and Olivet. Hanover on the road today at Spalding. Mount St. Joe, they're on the road today as well. Illinois Wesleyan is at Franklin. Manchester, Kalamazoo, Rose at DePaul. Transylvania is at Maryville, Tennessee. We'll check out those standings. All non-conference games coming up in a few moments as well. Inbound McCullough near side goes out of play, and the Quakers of Earlham will have a throw-in. Wallhauser looking to Jana Miller, goes over her head. There is Courtney Ryan there for Wilmington. And the ball played back once again out front. This will be McCullough. McCullough, Doyer. Doyer able to knock that one down. That one is intended to her left. She had her teammate there. That was Burkett. And unable to keep it in play as it goes inside the 18, picked up by Lita Moyer. And we'll see Wilmington. Good kick that time by Moyer. As Wilmington tried to go back on the counterattack. There's a redirected header that time by Emma Jones. It goes out of bounds. And Wilmington again will have another throw-in. Wilmington, by the way, compare the two benches right now. The Quakers of Earlham have now, 4 on their bench of available players. Wilmington has at least 10 available for this afternoon's matchup. So if it comes down to bench play, I would imagine Wilmington has the edge. Ball intercepted by Allison. Allison looks to go on the counterattack. And once again, lead pass will find Spurk. Spurk once again to Allison. Allison checked there by Welsh. Good job again by Welsh. But Allison with her left leg into this one. Inside the box, rolls to the top, and Doyer there to clear it away for Earlham. And that's where Emma Lady's able to pick it up and send it to Burkett to the far side, and it goes out of play. And Wilmington once again will have a throw-in. Quick throw-in intended for Katie Evans. Gets inside the 18. There's the left leg of Vestal, knocked out of there as Doyer giving it a chase, and it goes out of play. Boy, Doyer would have loved to have gotten that possession right there. There were several Wilmington players who would have been behind her. Perhaps would have gotten the better counterattack on that possession. Ball knocked down by Spurk, and Spurk now working her way to the left side of the box. And now a foot chase deep in the corner goes out of play. And it'll stay here with Wilmington. 33 minutes remaining in the first half. Again, no score. Header that time by Allison, redirecting that one back toward the middle of the field. There's Emma Lady once again, as Borowski had the possession at least in her sights for a moment before Emma Lady was able to knock it away. Again, Wilmington with a steal. There is Hall now for Wilmington. And right now the aggressor offensively would be Wilmington here early in this one. Hall looking for an opening. Doyer there to make sure she did not go back inside the box, and that will be off the right leg and out of play as Katie Evans shooting that one wide to the right. And it'll go back over now to Earlham. Hanover off to the best start so far in non-conference action. They're 5-1. Earlham and Transylvania both at 4-2 in the preseason. Good kick again by Chomantowski as that one almost made it all the way to midfield. And this will go back over to Wilmington, a throw-in again for the Wilmington Quakers. Transylvania, Earlham both 4-2. Mount St. Joe 3-1-2. Rose is at 3-3. Anderson 2-2-1, and Franklin is at 2-3-1. Bluffton off to a slow start at 1-4, and the Defiance and Manchester both struggling a little bit early. Both are 0-6 on the season. Quakers of Earlham now in possession with a throw-in. Doyer at midfield. Pace of this one now starting to slow down just a little bit. Again, with a hot day we have seen already, the Earlham Quakers will have to be very smart in how they play this one here this afternoon as Emma Jones, the header out of bounds, back over again to Wilmington as Melanie Hall will have a throw-in. And now Wilmington looks to go on the attack. Here's Evans. Ball deep in the corner, goes out of play, and back over now to Earlham. As always, you can follow live stats as we go throughout the afternoon on GoEarlham.com. Just go to the schedule menu, and you'll see right there the game that Earlham was playing against Wilmington. Go to your right. There's an icon there that will show the live video and the live stats here this afternoon. McCree able to knock it down. Good attempt there by Alex Vestal, but McCree able to keep it in front of her. Doyer down the left sideline. Emma Lady tried to keep it in play, cannot do so, and once again Wilmington will have a throw-in from the spot of the out of bounds, and putting into play will be Hall. Borowski there for the Wilmington Quakers, deep in the corner now to Evans, and it goes out of play. Doyer the last to touch it there for Earlham, and a quick throw-in. Ball gets inside the 18. Quakers of Earlham try to clear it out, and they do. And the good news is they had defensemen back. The bad news is still a throw-in here for Wilmington. Wilmington has played the possession on this side of the field for the majority of the time as that back kick will go out of play. And again, Earlham able to take the possession with under now 30 minutes remaining here in the first half. We have volleyball action coming up a little bit later as well, as the Earlham volleyball team trying to come back after a 3-0 loss last night to IU East, and so they'll play a very good Marion team tonight at the Athletics and Wellness Center. That will get underway at 7. We'll be on the air at around 6:50 with the pregame action on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Earlham trying to get on the attack here and quickly stopped by Burge and sent back in Earlham territory as we go back and forth. We're basically at this point playing between the 18s. Not much happening from the shot department so far here today. And once again, that ball goes out of play. Wilmington will put it in. Doyer there to disrupt that attack. And once again, as Evans turns, loses the possession. Evans coming back to get the ball, and there's Doyer again. I'll tell you what, Doyer's done a great job defensively here, stopping several, at least a beginning of the attack that time by Wilmington, and they have not been able to get it past Doyer on that left back so far here this afternoon. Ball goes out of play once again. Earlham with a throw-in. Header there by Burkett as she tried to redirect that one up the pitch, but there is Wilmington defensively again as Borowski able to bring that one down, as that will take a bounce inside the 18 where Chomantowski is there for Earlham, and now the Earlham Quakers will try to get this offense rolling. We were talking earlier with Chad Harden, the head coach for the Earlham Quakers, and they just know for whatever reason Wilmington gives Earlham fits in women's soccer, and they've beaten Earlham over the last 5 meetings, including a beatdown last year that I'm sure many of the Earlham players remember very well. Throw in near side. Earlham able to stop the attack. Emma Jones with a left leg and a whistle and a foul called. And that'll go against Earlham, and we'll have a kick from the spot of the foul with just over 27 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Now, depending on how they're going to play this, it appears, at least at the moment, that the wave is going to be coming from the right. And putting it in play will be Hannah Greeny. Two-man wall here, and the kick goes over the wall and just to the left of Chomantowski. So good effort there by Greeny, and the Earlham Quakers will take over. So now we'll see if Earlham can get rolling. A change here now for Wilmington is coming into their lineup. Will be number 21, which is Madison Wiedemann. Wiedemann is a junior out of East Central High School down in Sunman. Ball back in again to Earlham territory. Quakers trying to clear it away and taken away by Greeny. Here come the Wilmington Quakers once again. Burge looking back to the middle. Now this one is an offsides against Wilmington. They caught number 15, Vestal, ahead of the field, and that'll be an offsides against Wilmington. Coming up on the 25-minute mark, Earlham has not had a solid attack so far here this afternoon. Welsh near side. Coming up will be Spurk. Spurk unable to get it. And here come the Earlham Quakers. Beal across the midfield stripe and then quickly knocked out of bounds. Good defense there by Burge. Ball outside the 18. A little more physical play there by Allison. Wilmington able to get the takeaway. Their attempt to go on the counterattack is stopped by Raven McCree, and then McCree knocks it out of bounds. It'll go back over to Wilmington. Wiedemann again, the first sub, and now we'll see number 18 and number 25 coming in. 18 is Paige Lane out of Botkins, Ohio. And number 25 will be Mackenzie Weaver, a freshman out of Tip City. So now we have seen 3 subs come in. We mentioned that could be a factor here today. Will Wilmington, when we get into that second half, if Wilmington can get on top, or even if the Quakers can get a goal at some point, Wilmington will have more manpower coming off that bench. Throw in near side, Emma Lady the redirect, and here is McCullough. McCullough back to the midfield circle, looking ahead to Doyer. And boy, I tell you what, Doyer did a great job just hustling after that ball and then gets the double team to the far side where Haley Burge is able to knock that one out of play. Doyer very rarely comes out of matches, too. She is a player that will play the entire 90 minutes and just very rarely sees the bench. And she may not see it again here today simply because the Quakers of Earlham don't have the players coming off the bench that Wilmington will here this afternoon. Jennifer will now put it in play for Earlham right in front of the Wilmington bench, and Wilmington able to get a takeaway, looking to go on the counterattack. McCree able to send that one to the far side as Burkett will knock it out of bounds and back to Wilmington. So Earlham again unable to get anything going offensively in this attack. Earlham's numbers again coming off that 7-0 win over St. Mary of the Woods, not showing so far here today. As we mentioned a few moments ago, Blackburn is not playing, and that's not helping the offense whatsoever. Generally, when Blackburn is in there, they can get things rolling pretty well. As that ball just outside the 18 to the right, here's Doyer. Good hustle there for the Quakers. Emma Jones for Earlham able to get down the pitch quickly. And the ball again stolen away by Wilmington, all the way back out to midfield. There is Yana Miller. Takes a little shove from behind, but still able to keep it alive for Earlham. This could be an offsides, and it will be on Earlham. 2 players ahead on the attack this time. One of those was, looks like Burkett might be there. Yana Miller is there. I'm going to take that way. That's going to be Wallhauser, who got caught ahead of the field. And we've got a timeout, so we're going to stop the clock. at 22. They're going to give both these teams a chance to rest. We will take a quick break as well as we're down to the final 22-10 of this first half. Both teams, again, will get a chance to get a water break in this one. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, there you see it. No score here in the first half. This is Earlham Women's Soccer on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
As Earlhamites, when we set our minds to do something, we see it through.
Because when we strive to do what's right,
we believe ways will open for us.
It's why we design inclusive playgrounds and innovative transportation solutions.
Why we work to solve water crises and pioneer new technology.
Why we commit to bridging gaps and exploring the unexpected.
It's why we stay curious.
Why we insist on better answers.
Because at Earlham,
we don't see the world as a project. We see it as our purpose.
And we recognize our own potential in making this earth more beautiful,
more just,
and more peaceful for everyone.
Earlham College.
Always moving forward.
There you see the time remaining in the first half, 22-10. Both teams getting a water break. This will certainly benefit Earlham again with a very short bench here this afternoon. Most of their players will end up playing, at least at this stage, from what we can tell, most of this first half of play. And then I'm sure that Coach Harden and his staff will have to decide how they're going to work it the rest of the way as the second half is underway as well. So here we go. Ball played at midfield, and it'll be back to Wilmington once again. As that ball lifted to the near side, there's Abby Spurk. Spurk going one-on-one against Aaron Wells to try to regain control. And it will be a throw-in here for Earlham. Now, Wilmington, again, they played most of this match in Earlham's side of the pitch so far here today. That's been a huge key. Kind of get a feeling that if Earlham's defense is unable to clear it, that Wilmington's going to get on the board here first this afternoon. Good dribbling that time by Vestal. Vestal with the left leg, and it goes in. A long ball, and we just talked about that just seconds ago. And Wilmington gets on the board leading at 1-0. So we'll get an official word. Vestal, I believe, was the one who was given credit for the goal. It was Vestal who made that move to the right, back to her left. And once that ball got by Chomantowski, that was all she wrote on that one. So Wilmington gets on the board. You just kind of had that feeling it was going to happen at some point. They just kept putting the pressure on Earlham offensively and against Earlham's defense here in the first half. And Vestal able to come through for Wilmington here early in this one. That is Raven McCree trying to get it by Spurk. Ball inside the 18. Wilmington going to give it another effort and then redirected by McCullough to the near side. Good look again off the left leg of Paige Lane. Two players collide and both go down. One is Raven McCree. And slow to get up that time for Wilmington is Abby Spurk. Both are up and both apparently are okay as we will head back the other way as Chomantowski will put it in play to the near side intended for Wallhauser and a steal away by Allison. Here's Allison outside the 18. Tries to go back inside. Good defense there by Beal. Ball will come outside the 18. Knocked away. Redirected there by Emma Jones. And Wilmington will control it once again and reset it back to midfield. Here's Burge. Burge winds up. Puts a leg into that one. A redirected header that time by Lane. And picking it up is Chomantowski. Good effort again for Wilmington here in the first half as we're coming up on 20 minutes. That's the one thing Earlham has not done consistently here this afternoon is get that attack going past midfield. Wilmington has played midfield extremely well. That'll be a foul call against Wilmington. That'll be charged against Mackenzie Weaver. But Earlham seems to get to about midfield, and Wilmington has come up and received several steals and has done a nice job as Raven McCree will put it in play, just stopping Earlham's efforts at midfield. Good ball will go all the way inside the 18, picked up by Moyer. Quakers had Wallhauser ahead of the field, but unable to do anything with it this time. Wilmington once again tried to go on the counterattack. McCree lifting high in the air, and that'll go out of bounds, and a throw-in again for Wilmington. So now we'll see Wilmington bring in another player. Tiffany Hayes out of Beaver Creek, Ohio will check in. So now 4 different players able to come in and give Wilmington, again, a deeper bench here this afternoon. As the ball will go out of bounds here on the near side. And again, Earlham will have a throw, and here's Aaron Welsh. Welsh looking ahead now to McCullough. McCullough, it goes out of bounds. They'll say last touched by Wilmington, more specifically Paige Lane. Throw in here by Welsh, and it's going to be knocked down by Allison. Wilmington again with another takeaway at around midfield. And coming back, Haley Beal. Beal aggressive, able to get the steal. Earlham on the counterattack. It was intended to the near side. Quakers had Wallhauser there. And Wilmington able to knock that one out of play. And once again, we'll have another throw-in from the near side. Burkett is there, lifting high in the air. That's going to go way beyond the box. And to the opposite side where Doyer is there. Emma Lady there as well, but coming over will be Beal. Beal back to the outside, Doyer. She'll size it up, right leg, and knock down again in front of the 18. Here we go, back the other way again for Wilmington. This is Ryan. Ryan head up and seeing what might be available, sends that one ahead. Good pass that time by Wilmington's Courtney Ryan. Ball deep in the corner. Wilmington just outside the 18, giving it a look. Right leg spinning, and that'll be picked up there by Chomantowski off the right leg of Wiedemann. Wilmington will come back with another sub, and that's going to be Amy Johnson in the next dead ball here this afternoon. Boy, nobody breaking in that time. Yana Miller was on the right. On the left side for the Quakers was Burkett, and nobody had cut to the middle. Wallhauser was looking for someone to come from either way, and they did not do so. Quakers missed an opportunity on the counterattack there. Wilmington again the takeaway. Ball high in the air, available now to Doyer. She got it away from 25 Weaver. And again, Wilmington stopping Earlham's attack. Back to the counter. In the middle. Here's Lane to the outside. Wilmington on the dribble up the right sideline will be Melanie Hall. Hall looking back to the inside, lifting high in the air. The header toward Chomantowski goes wide. And that was Paige Lane there for Wilmington. And Amy Johnson will come in. Riley Allison will get a chance to sit down here in the first half as we're coming up on the 15-minute mark. And Raven McCree will take the goal kick here for Earlham. 50-50 ball available. Knocked down there. The header by Weaver puts it back in play for Wilmington as it goes to the sideline. And on the dribble, Vestal. Vestal draws the double team. Quakers of Earlham stop playing against her defensively, except for Doyer is there. And now we'll go to the right side to Hall. Hall back to the middle. Just crosses the top of the 18, and then Earlham able to clear it out of there off the left foot there of Abby McCullough. Now you can kind of tell, again, Earlham has slowed their pace down a lot. They are not getting up and down the pitch quite as fast as they were early, as this one inside the 18 again. And we'll have a battle for the loose ball here to the near side, and eventually winning that ball will be Tiffany Hayes. Hayes deep in the corner. Here's Greeny. Greeny looking back to the middle. On the attack here is 29, which is Johnson. Inside the 18 again. Quakers really trailing. I'm speaking of Earlham on the defensive side. There's the header off of the redirect that time by Mackenzie Weaver, but Chomentowski is there for the Earlham Quakers to able to receive that one. And again, Wilmington putting the pressure back on that Earlham defense. Wilmington again a takeaway at midfield. And Earlham really dragging here in this one in the first half, but able to come up and get a takeaway as Wallhauser, and unable to control it off the dribble to the near side. Eventually goes out of play. Throw in here for Wilmington once again. Well, Earlham is, again, they may be down 1-0, but they're going to have to find a way to get this offense rolling when we get to that second half, as Wilmington continually stopping every attempt that the Earlham Quakers have had so far. Back to the inside once again by Vestal. Vestal with a left leg. Nothing on that one, though. Vestal didn't hit it clean and rolls right to Chomentowski. And Earlham again will go back on the counterattack. And now Earlham has 4 different players warming up, getting ready to come into this first half, try to give their starters a little bit of a break. And they'll have some fuel left in that second half. Here's Burkett down the left sideline. Puts a left leg into it, but then quickly stopped as coming back defensively for Wilmington was Courtney Ryan. Ball will stay in play. 50-50 ball available for Yana Miller. Miller brings it down with the right leg. But then again, Wilmington gets the steal, and we'll head the other way as Greeny on the sideline. It goes out of play. Greeny knew she didn't get a clean kick on that one as it goes out. We'll have a throw in here for Earlham. And Wilmington's going to come with another fresh body as well when they get the next dead ball opportunity. We're going to see Sarah Pierce, a senior out of New Carlisle, Ohio, check into their lineup. Ball here is an opportunity here for Wilmington, and there is Chomentowski able to knock that one down, almost a one-on-one with Tiffany Hayes of Wilmington. Good effort again by both Chomentowski as well as Tiffany Hayes. Ball again loose near midfield. Who's going to come up with this possession? Good hustle near side by Amy Johnson to keep it alive, and we'll send it into the 18, and that's where Chomentowski will receive and put it back in play. Coming up on 11 minutes here in the first half. Burkett, far side. Once she crosses midfield, looks ahead, and it's quickly stolen away. Not a good pass as Melanie Hall able to come up with a takeaway counterattack. Here we go again. Wilmington trying to put themselves in position. That's lifted off the right leg this time of Vestal. And once again, Chomentowski there to pull that one out of midair. And again, Earlham back on the counterattack themselves. Burkett again. And I think they're going to get Burkett this time on the foul. Coming up there for Wilmington was Haley Burge. And Burge frustrating the Earlham Quaker attempt to get that offense rolling again. So now we will see Wilmington put it in play. Free kick from the spot of the foul. This would be a really deep ball right here. I would venture to say Wilmington will put it right in front of the goal. They do, and then the right leg attempt there by Wiedemann goes wide to the right. Had a pretty good look that time, but again, just off the mark and probably wasn't struck real well by Wiedemann. Another change again for Wilmington. We mentioned that Sarah Pierce is in. And getting a break will be Alex Vestal. As we come up on the 10-minute mark, McCree will put it back in play once again. By the way, give a shout-out to Our former sports information director, who is now at Wilmington, Mitch Blancaspor, who is watching here this afternoon. Plenty of matchups throughout all the different sporting events between Earlham and Wilmington throughout the entire fall as well as winter and spring seasons. Ball will come near side. Once again, Earlham on the attack. See if the Quakers can get something rolling here as that ball will go to Yana Miller. Miller with the right leg strikes it well. Ball kicked back outside the 18. It remains loose. And there's Weaver again for Wilmington. You've got to give their defense, speaking of Wilmington, a ton of credit here this afternoon. They have kept Earlham in check throughout the entire day as that ball goes out of play. Earlham making a couple of changes. Lydia Harvey, the senior out of Philadelphia, is now in the lineup. Coming out of the lineup for Earlham will be Yana Miller. Miller looks a little gassed here in the first half as well. She will sit down and get a much-needed break. Earlham also coming back with Emily Bissard out of Indianapolis, and she played her high school soccer at Lawrence North, part of that Wildcat program. Ball goes out of play. Wilmington again with the throw-in. They would love to get another one. There's another foul against Earlham. That sent Sarah Pierce to the pitch, and so now Wilmington will get a free kick from the spot of the foul. We saw this earlier. The idea for Wilmington is to try to redirect off this kick, and when they put it in play the last time, it was Wiedemann who actually put a pretty good look on it, just didn't get enough on the kick in the last free kick from the spot of the foul. Here's one lifted high in the air. McCullough is there to knock that one away. Good job there by Earlham's defense as Abby McCullough there to knock that one down. We will have a corner. First corner of the afternoon, I do believe, now for Wilmington. Quakers of Earlham have had no corner so far. It'll be put in play to the near side. Wilmington went short that time. They put it in play to Melanie Hall and tried to catch Earlham off guard that time. And Earlham able to stop that attack one more time. So now Earlham back on the counter. Wallhauser near side, looks back toward the middle. And here is Bissard once again for Earlham near side. And it's taken away yet one more time as Wilmington defensively playing better as Courtney Ryan looked to the near side. It goes out of play. Changes again. We will see number 30 come in. This is Sierra Kolar coming in now for Wilmington. Zarmina Khan will come in now for Earlham. Khan is a sophomore out of Silver Springs, Maryland. And if that is the last one, and I believe it is, Earlham has used everybody pretty much off their bench. Again, a very thin bench here this afternoon, and again, it could be a factor by the time it is all said and done. Wilmington will make another change. Throwing on the near side once again for Wilmington, and everybody retreats as the Wilmington Quakers will have this throw in and will look to midfield. That'll go against Earlham, and now Wilmington will have possession again at the midfield stripe as we come up on the 6-minute mark. Putting it in play will be Riley Lefevre. Lefevre out of Miamisburg, Ohio, is also checked in now for the Wilmington Quakers. Here's Wallhauser looking back to the middle. Bissard. Near side goes out of play, and Earlham unable to get the attack going again as Beal has that one going to her right leg and out of bounds. Wilmington again with the throw-in. Redirected on the header there by Tiffany Hayes. And it comes all the way back again to midfield, and we'll try it one more time. Now, Wilmington's difference, they've had all their players in the box. They've had all their players on Earlham's side of the field as well for the majority of this first half. Two officials make a call. The head official says no, it's going to be a Wilmington throw-in, last touched by Earlham. There is McCree deep in the corner. She's going one-on-one with Tiffany Hayes, and we will have a corner here by Hayes. So two corners now by Wilmington. This is a good ball right in front of the goal as McCullough able to kick that one away outside the goalie box, and it goes out of play again to the near side. And Wilmington once again will have a throw-in as we come up on the 4-minute mark. Quick whistle by the official, blown dead, and that'll go against the Wilmington Quakers. Apparently maybe a handball that time by Wilmington. Here's a little shove from behind as Mackenzie Weaver ends up committing the foul, and it'll go back over to Earlham. Well, everybody will have to make some adjustments, especially for Earlham in that second half, just trying to get something going offensively. It has not been their day so far, but we have seen Earlham come out of the halftime more than once after getting a little bit of a break and end up having some life to work with as that ball comes back again to the near side. But they will really have to find a way to get something going in the second half. Ball played at midfield. There's Bessard once again for the Quakers. Makes a move back to the inside, then lost control of it. It is stolen away by Lefevre. Wilmington again on the counterattack. A collision right at about midfield. That is Sarah Pierce. She, along with Emma Jones, got hooked up right across midfield. They're going to get Pierce on the foul, as they felt she was the aggressor, and so Raven McCree will put it in play with 2:44. Ball lifted high in front of the 18. Redirected header back again toward the midfield circle, and with the right leg there by Sarah Pierce in the circle. And again, we'll see this one played back and forth as it goes back into Wilmington territory. And now let's see if the Earlham Quakers can get it going, and they cannot. That's kicked out of bounds. Wallhauser tried to find her teammate on the near side. Lydia Harvey was ahead, but a throw-in as that ball went out of bounds. And nothing again by either team here to the near side off the throw-in. Of course, at halftime, we will take a break for a few minutes, give everybody a chance to catch their breath. I would venture to say Earlham will head to their air-conditioned locker room and get a chance to maybe cool down a little bit for the second half. Wilmington, or most of the opposing teams, generally stay out in the elements, though they can be in their own dugout areas. That ball will go out of play off the end line. And we're down to minute 25. So Raven McCree once again will put it in play. If I'm Earlham, I'm probably encouraged that it's only 1-0 here in the first half. Again, especially since you're playing with such a short bench. And number two, it is such a hot afternoon here in Richmond as McCree will bring it to the near side. They've just got to find a way now to get that offense rolling for the second half, in which they have seen most of the play take place on their defensive side. And once again, Wilmington off the attack, just outside the 18, lifted high and just to the right, off the right leg of Sarah Pierce. Good effort again, but it all started with their defense. They got a takeaway at midfield as Amy Johnson was able to get the steal and put him in position again. And Sarah Pierce just missing that one to the right. And so Earlham will have a goalie kick once again as McCree will go to the far side, and it goes out of play. Probably not enough time now as we're coming up on the final seconds here of this first half of play. And we're going to go into the locker room with a 1-0 halftime score. There it is. We have made it to halftime. Adjustments will be made when we come back in a few minutes as well. We'll give all of you a chance as well to take a few minutes away, and Earlham will try to come back and find some offense in the second half on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. It is Wilmington 1, Earlham nothing. This is Earlham Women's Soccer on Radio Troy Digital Sports. We're back once again here at Matlack Messer Stadium as the Earlham Quakers trailing Wilmington 1-0. And we're still about 2.5 minutes away from the second half to get underway. Here are the first half numbers. First off for Wilmington, 6 shots. They had 3 shots on goal, 2 corners, 1 offsides, and 3 fouls. For the Earlham Quakers, we mentioned their offense really struggling here this afternoon. No shots and no shots on goal. They had no corners, 1 offsides, and 4 fouls, so it really gives you a pretty good idea of where Earlham stands here this afternoon. They're averaging nearly 3 goals per game and nearly 15, in fact, just over 15 shots per game, and so far they have zeros on the board here in the first half. Alita Moyer again, no shots on goal against her. No saves in the first half in her 45 minutes. And the only goal that was scored here this afternoon was Alex Vestal. Vestal getting that goal, and that happened at the 23-33 mark of the first half of play. Earlham, again, nothing to tell you about on their side of the bracket, all zeros in the first half. And again, you can follow along live stats throughout the entire matchup on GoEarlham.com. Reminder, volleyball coming up a little bit later. It'll be Earlham against Marion out of Indianapolis. We'll have that matchup for you again. That's a 7 o'clock start time. We'll begin our pregame coverage at around 6:50 right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. We will come back. Second half action is coming up. It's Earlham and Wilmington right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
We are underway here in the second half, and welcome back again to Matlack Messer Stadium as Earlham again offensively will try to get things rolling. I did want to pass along before we get too much further into this one in the second half, just to keep you an idea, or at least give you an idea of the Quaker Bowl, what is currently happening. Earlham leads the Quaker Bowl 3-1. Wilmington won the Quaker Bowl last year as Earlham tries to put that one inside the 18 they do, but it's eventually knocked out of play here to the near side. Wilmington won the Quaker Bowl last year 10-2. It's now 3-1, both cross-country and volleyball compared to just football. Used to be a trophy for just football and men's basketball, and now the traveling trophy is between departments. It is a yearly competition, so thanks to Mitch for passing that information along to us. Again from Wilmington. Again, the Earlham Quakers unable to get anything offensively. That has been the name of the story here this afternoon. Vestal with the left leg puts it into Earlham territory. Returned again for Emma Jones at midfield. But again, Wilmington, the aggressor, able to come up with a takeaway is Allison. She runs right into Raven McCree. And the ball again sent back to midfield. Beal overlooks that one, and there's Borowski. And they're going to get Borowski on the foul. That'll be Earlham now taking the possession at the spot of the foul. Borowski very aggressive in this one here this afternoon. It is, I guess we'd have to go back and look. I don't have any numbers in front of me. The last time that an Earlham soccer team this year has had 0 shots and 0 shots on goal in the entire first half. This is a team that is used to scoring, and it has not happened here today. That is Moyer putting it back into play, and McCullough will send it right back to Hall here on the near side. Doyer there for the Quakers along with Burkett, and again Doyer able to send it behind, and Earlham trying to regain the possession on the attack, and that will go past Burkett here on the near side and out of play. And another throw in here on the near side by Melanie Hall. Doyer, the directed header, back again to Bird. She'll send it to midfield. McCree behind. And off the right leg of Borowski once again. Boy, there's a big-time tackle by Evans. She slid right under Haley Beal, knocked her to the pitch. And Earlham will take over once again. Evans came sliding in from behind to get the foul, her first of the second half. And now McCree, who's been generally doing most of the free kick duties, right at midfield. Line drive kick, redirected, knocking Burge down to the pitch. That was a pretty big-time hit that time by McCree. And now we have a foot chase for the loose ball all the way down in the corner, and who's going to win this battle goes out of play. And I think the last one to touch it might have been Vestal. No, they're going to say that Earlham did. I'd tell you, that's a surprise right there. I thought Vestal had touched it last. Throw in here for Wilmington. They're going to try to set themselves up to get the second goal, but that ball goes way outside the 18 and eventually stolen away by Wallhauser. And here come the Earlham Quakers. That is Beal looking upfield to Yana Miller. Miller trailing behind. Miller ends up knocking down a Wilmington player. That was Allison. They're going to call that foul on Yana Miller. So now Wilmington will have the kick from the spot of that foul. Coming over will be Taylor Leak. Leak, one of the leading goal scorers for Wilmington, will drive this one deep into Earlham territory. McCree tried the redirect off the header. Now she's working against Evans. And it goes out of bounds deep in the corner. Quick throw in by Wilmington. And McCree again sends it wide. Ball back to midfield. Here comes Earlham. Earlham finally getting this break going. But will it last? It will not, because there is Hall here on the near side able to steal that one away and knock it out of bounds. It'll give Wilmington a chance to reset on defense. Doyer with the throw-in, looking for teammate McCullough, but there was a double team on the near side. You had Leak was there, and then Melanie Hall right behind McCullough. As they are paying special attention now to McCullough. The throw-in, Burkett unable to knock that one down. You can just kind of tell that Earlham has very little energy here today. They're not playing with the same type of spark we have seen in previous matches. They just almost feel like they can't get anything going here. And part of it has to do with what Wilmington is doing. That is Allison sending it far wide and goes out of play. And a throw in here for Earlham as Aaron Welsh will now put it back in for Earlham at just under the, well, we're a little bit over the 39-minute mark now here in the second half of play. McCree going one-on-one, and McCree went down. Also going down on the pitch was Katie Evans. McCree has yet to get up, and it's the last thing that Earlham needs to have is lose a player, and they're going to call a timeout. So we will take a timeout as well. They're going to check on McCree. We'll come back in a couple of moments on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham down in this one, 1-0.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you. For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you. For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Well, they will help McCree off of the pitch here this afternoon as, again, Earlham down in their numbers already as they may lose McCree. It was her right leg, I believe, a right knee area they were checking out a couple of moments ago. So she is out, and so Earlham will now be down one more on that bench. And they lose her at about the 39-minute mark, so we have a lot of soccer to be played. And so Earlham will have to find a way to take her spot as a free kick from the spot of the foul goes wide off the right leg there of Taylor Leak. By the way, McCree not only has been playing well defensively today, she has been the one who's been doing the free kicks for the Quakers this afternoon. Lydia Harvey will come in, the defenseman, the senior out of Philadelphia. She'll take McCree's place as that ball goes out of bounds, and Earlham will have a throw-in, and a quick throw-in it was, but a very short throw-in to Wallhauser, who got surrounded by a couple of Wilmington players. And now the whistle blows that one dead. That'll go against Wilmington, and Earlham again will have a free kick from the spot of the foul, and that'll be left up now to Lydia Harvey. Harvey lifting it high in the air. The line drive kick will be knocked down. McCullough may have gotten shoved from behind, and now we're going to stop the clock again. And we may have ourselves a, what do we got here, a yellow card, or what do we got? The official talking with one of the Wilmington players, that is Courtney Ryan. No yellow card has come out or anything of the such. It may be just a verbal warning right there against Wilmington. And the official now marking off, 15 yards or so, and that's where the wall can be put as the Quakers of Earlham will now get a chance for a free kick right here, lifted high in the air, and the redirect attempt on the near side by Beal is right behind her, and Earlham unable to come up with anything on that offensive possession. So now we come up on the 37-minute mark as Lita Moyer will put it in play right at the goalie box. On the goal kick this time, it's lifted in the air here to the near side. The header attempt there by Leak along with McCullough. Ball will get into the midfield circle, and that is where Aaron Welsh is there for Earlham. And then retaken away by Greeny now for Wilmington. That is Aaron Welsh with the steal. Welsh off the dribble. Nice move as she went by Greeny. Earlham trying to get themselves in position on the far side, eventually knocked out a play by Wilmington. Throw in now by Aaron Welsh of Earlham. Earlham still looking for that first shot of the afternoon. We played a lot of soccer so far and nothing happening, and it won't happen again this time unless they get a takeaway, as Evans had the steal, lead pass down this pitch by Spurk, and Spurk able to run it down left of the 18. Spurk making her move back to the inside. Good job defensively there by Emma Jones, and Jones able to stop that attack. As Earlham quickly getting back, we'll have a corner now by Wilmington. It looks like Abby Spurk will be the one who will set it up for the Wilmington Quakers, leading this one 1-0 in the second half. Spurk ready to go. This one is a line drive kick, and it went short. It goes out of play. Wilmington may get another corner, and they will, as that went out of play. May have been Emma Jones again, the last to touch it. So Wilmington will get their second straight corner. Wilmington placing 3 in the box, so they have numbers in the box. The one player, in fact, I noticed Borowski standing. She's a very tall player standing right in front of the goal. It's short again. Second straight time that the corner has been short. And Earlham able to survive the corner. Now goes on the counterattack to the far sideline, and it will stay in play. Wallhauser had it for a moment, got the double team. It's knocked out of play. And whose will it be? I think Earlham's trying to play, and they will. In fact, it did not go out of bounds. Kept in play by Earlham's Lydia Harvey. And now a whistle will stop play there. That'll go against Wilmington. And back over to Earlham. Coming up on the 34-minute mark here in the second half. That will be Lydia Harvey who will put it in play. Earlham's numbers still showing that they have no shots on goal. They have no shots this entire first half of play. Wilmington has yet to get a shot off in the second half as well. Borowski gave a little shove from behind as Wilmington able to get another takeaway as they set themselves up just outside the 18. Ball is loose. And again, possession by Wilmington. Good look at Hall. And as that one comes out front, Earlham able to get a steal away there. So good job again for Earlham, able to take that ball away on that possession by Wilmington. And this one is sent deep into Wilmington territory, where it's eventually knocked out of play by Courtney Ryan. Smart defensive play by Ryan, giving now Wilmington a chance to get their defense back in position. Throw in near side here as Doyer will put it in play for the Quakers. That was almost a redirect by Burkett, but went over her head. And again, Wilmington with a takeaway. Move to the inside, Vestal, left leg, sending deep once again. On the run is Evans. Also back for the Quakers of Earlham will be Lydia Harvey, and Harvey hustles back and gets the steal there. Looks back into midfield, but there again is Greeny for Wilmington. Now Earlham rarely able to get that ball past midfield without Wilmington able to disrupt the attack, as that is Riley Allison there for Wilmington, able to knock that one out of play. And a throw in for Earlham as that ball will sail over the bench area, and it will stay with Earlham here on a throw in. 1-0 second half. And that has been it today. A low scoring affair, not only that, but a low shooting affair today. Neither team really challenging the goalkeepers here this afternoon. Earlham trying a little triangle on that far side. Eventually, Beal comes away with it as it gets away from Emma Lady. She took a shove from behind by Melanie Hall. No whistle there. Here come the Wilmington Quakers inside the 18. Left foot, and that is good. There she is again, Alex Vestal with an unassisted goal, I do believe. And Vestal makes this one a 2-0 contest here this afternoon. Alex Vestal, after the takeaway at around midfield, and the Earlham unable to get their defenseman back in time. And Vestal scores her second goal of the afternoon, and now Earlham really in an uphill battle to try to get this one going once again. The official making sure the goal is put on the board. We make sure the goal is up as well, and we're ready to go here as Earlham will now have the kickoff, as we'll see a new player come in. Number 18 checking in. That'll be Paige Lane. Grace Borowski will sit down. And now Earlham. They know they've got to get this thing rolling pretty quick. Need to get that first one in their belt, and that way they can kind of relax a little bit. But you're down 2-0 here in the second half, and nothing has worked offensively for you here in this one. Earlham able to get it away. That's McCullough looking to the far side. Got it to her teammate Wallhauser, but then Wallhauser knocked down to the pitch. Wilmington playing much more aggressive, and once again, they try to work it outside the 18. Ball squirts outside the left box area. Doyer trying to fight her way inside, and it's going to be knocked out of play by Abby Spurk. But it looks like we may have a corner again for Wilmington, and we will. Well, we mentioned in the first half, and it's really evident here in the second half, Earlham is a step behind here in the second half of play. That is not a good corner again for Wilmington. They have not had a decent corner so far off of Abby Spurk. She's left it short each time. There's a right leg hit, and that's good. That's going to be Greeny on the goal. And it's 3-0. Boy, Greeny just wound up and struck that one hard, and that's where we stand now, 3-0. 2 goals within the last minute and a half or so. We're at 30-48. And now Earlham down in this one by 3. Now, without the services today of Jordan Blackburn in the lineup, one of their top players just hasn't been Earlham's afternoon at all. A throw-in now for Earlham on the far side by Aaron Welsh, and quickly taken away. That's been kind of the name of the game here today. We've got a foul call, I do believe. Nope, they're going to play through it. Getting up a little bit slow that time for Wilmington. May have gotten hurt. That was Abby Spurk. Ball near side. Here's Hall. Again, Wilmington putting pressure on that Earlham defense. And picking that one up will be Chomantowski. So now the ball again comes out of bounds here on the near side. There you see Melanie Hall once again. Boy, nice back kick there by Leak. Hall again looking ahead. Doyer there for the Earlham Quakers, and it will come out of play on the near side. Last touched by Lydia Harvey. I'm trying to think the last time that Earlham's offense has struggled this much at home, which generally has not been the case, but it is here today. Yana Miller's been shut out. McCullough's been shut out. Coming in for Wilmington will be Tiffany Hayes, number 17. Earlham will come with Esther Mano. She's out of Zimbabwe, a sophomore. This will be her first action of the day. In fact, she might be the last one to come off the bench for Earlham. I mentioned earlier, Earlham only has 4 players on their bench right at the moment. Ball near the end line. Here is Emma Jones. Doyer looking to advance the ball. Wilmington again all over Earlham on offense. Here's Burkett here on the near side, and she cannot keep it in play. It goes out of bounds and back over again to Wilmington. So Earlham's opportunities, when you get to that 20-minute mark, your opportunities start to decline quite a bit, and we may see that happen here today. And, Wilmington will end up playing a lot of possession soccer the rest of the way, and they're going to use a lot of different players to stay fresh. Coming back into the lineup will be Wiedemann. Quakers will check in now with number 3, that's Bissard. Emma Lady will sit down. So Earlham will now have 2 starters on their bench, and there's just not an answer right now for Chad Harden. Throw in near side. Vestal with the redirect. That'll be a foul call, and I think they may have changed it. Well, at first we thought that was going to go against the Wilmington Quakers. The official blew his whistle a second time and then gave it back to Wilmington. And here's Taylor Leak now with the kick from the spot of the foul as she will put a leg into this one at the top of the box and then redirect it on the header, but right into the waiting arms of Chomantowski. That one knocked out of play. Good defense there by Wilmington's Riley Allison. Love to see the numbers now. At least we've only played about 19 minutes or so in the second half. I'd love to see the numbers just from the standpoint, or 9 minutes in the second half. I'd love to see the numbers on how often Earlham has been in Wilmington territory, getting themselves into scoring position even in the second half. It hasn't been much. Ball out of play in front of the Wilmington bench. It will be a throw-in. I'll take that back for the Earlham Quakers. That's Aaron Welsh. Wilmington again able to take another one away. Riley Allison is there, and now Wilmington will work it to the near side. Here's Hall. Now Earlham will do a lot of chasing on defense the rest of the way, but they need possessions and they need shots. And they've got to get some shots on goal. This one lifted toward the 18, and this will be very close, but Beal able to bring it out of there. Chomantowski came out from the box. Here, number 17 there for Wilmington. That was Tiffany Hayes, who was trying to sneak in there after that nice ball off the right leg on the near side. As Taylor Leak had put it in play. And again, Earlham now back on the counter attack, but it hasn't been much of an attack so far. So there's nobody there. That ball came all the way into Wilmington territory, but there was no one there except Courtney Ryan of Wilmington. Ball sent back once again as we go back and forth. Doyer now on the near side on the dribble. They'll force her to the sideline. Good defensive play by Melanie Hall. She cut Doyer off before she could get any further up the pitch. Ended up forcing her to the near side. Right leg there by Burkett, sent once again back to midfield. So Earlham can't even get themselves in position as that one off the leg of Emma Jones. Another takeaway. Here's Vestal. Vestal, can she get the hat trick? Vestal moving back to the inside. She's a left footer, and that one kicked toward the goal and goes just off the net to the right. But Vestal, good job as she takes maybe 2 more steps in. She may have had a better look that time. Another change now for Earlham as we'll see Zarmina Khan come back in. And getting a break will be Burkett. Goal kick here, we mentioned McCree is out, so now the Quakers will rely, that being the Earlham Quakers, on Lydia Harvey to do the goal kick. Earlham again unable to get anything rolling offensively. In fact, they barely got it outside the 18. Ball sent just inside the goalie, or should say the 18 on the near side. Goes out of play. Lydia Harvey able to knock it away. And we're coming up on the 23-minute mark here in the second half. Corner near side once again for Wilmington. This is Vestal. Vestal's actually going to kick this with her right leg. She's been a left-handed threat all day. Good kick, and that's redirected just to the left. Good effort there by number 17, Tiffany Hayes. If that is on the mark, that would have made it 4-0. And looks like we may be taking a water break, so let's up the clock back to 23-17. We are in the second half. It is all Wilmington on top of this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Wilmington 3, Earlham nothing.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
A long afternoon for the Earlham women's soccer team as they trail at 3-0 here in the second half, 23-17 remaining. Story of this one is, again, the lack of offense for Earlham here this afternoon. Again, playing shorthanded. They end up losing Raven McCree as well, who had been doing the free kicks off the goalie kicks here this afternoon. So now Earlham going deep into their what bench they do have. So that has been an issue. And, boy, give Wilmington credit. They have stopped everything that Earlham has tried here this afternoon on offense. So, again, we'll see a kick here, a goal kick now by the Earlham Quakers. Lydia Harvey has been now taking over those duties as now we are underway after a quick water break. We mentioned temperatures in the low 90s here today. Humidity up as well as that one hit right in front of the goalkeeper, and Chomentowski able to knock that one down. Off that left side was Tiffany Hayes once again for Wilmington. Yana Miller's been kept in check here today. Yana unable to get the attack going again for Earlham. Vestal with the right leg high in the air, had a redirect and a score. That's a great play that time by Wilmington. Give the goal to Allison, the assist to Vestal. And how about Vestal today?
Header, Madison Wiedemann.
So it is now 4-0 here in the first half, or I should say second half, and another change now for Wilmington as we'll see Alexis Haley come in, and Vestal will sit down. She just had the assist. 2 goals and an assist today for Vestal. So 22:45 remaining, and it looks like the Earlham Quakers will see their 2-match winning streak come to an end, and another year in which Wilmington dominates Earlham in women's soccer, as that one will go out of play on the end line. Well, now the Quakers of Earlham need to find something positive before they take on Principia coming up on Saturday. That is, again, a 1 o'clock start time. Goal kick here by Moyer sends it all the way to midfield. Emma Jones from behind. That one lifted high in the air. 50-50 ball available. Another redirect on the header. Hannah Greasy is there once again for Wilmington. Boy, Wilmington able to keep that ball in play on the far side, and then they'll send it up the sideline. Doyer there to receive it now for Earlham. Coming on strong, Madison Wiedemann that time for the Wilmington Quakers. By the way, Wiedemann again got the goal, not Allison. It was Wiedemann on the goal. Near side once again for Wilmington. Here's Hall. Hall. Nice ball. This one inside the 18. Earlham able to clear it out of there. That is Aaron Welsh. As that ball comes all the way to midfield again, there's Courtney Ryan on that backside defensively, able to stop any further attack. It goes out of play, and Allison will now have a throw-in for Wilmington. The official said it was a little bit too fast, so he will make Wilmington do it again. Coming into the lineup now will be number 9. That'll be Harley Warren. Warren out of Cincinnati High School went to Northwest, or should say Cincinnati went to Northwest High School. And now Wilmington. Everything in their favor here today as they can now use a lot of clock if they choose to do so. Put Earlham in a huge hole from a possession standpoint. But so far, again, Earlham, you look at those numbers, and they still say zeros on shots and 0 on shots on goal. Wilmington now with 10 shots and 6 shots on goal. Here's one other number. The Quakers of Earlham have 0 corners, 6 today for Wilmington. That has been another huge difference. That'll be whistled dead. Yana Miller trying to get the fast break going just in front of us here on the near side, but Miller can't do so. That'll be called against Yana. Ball again redirected here to the near side, and that one will go out of play off the right leg of number 10 for the Quakers, Zarmina Khan. Wilmington again freely substituting. As we said, a lot of people can come in. Sarah Pierce is next. I think they just have wore this Earlham team down in the second half. Earlham giving Wilmington way too many opportunities. And you go back to that first goal that Vestal got, you kind of had that feeling that they were going to get something relatively quickly because Earlham wasn't getting back on defense. Not the way we have seen Earlham do in the first few matches of this season, as that ball's dumped behind. Another takeaway by Wilmington. You also kind of get the feeling that not that Earlham wasn't ready to play today, but they just didn't have the same spark that we have seen this Earlham team have in previous home matches. Ball centered once again inside the 18. Quickly, Karam's back out and rolls out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in again for Wilmington. See if Earlham can get anything on the counterattack, and they do not, as that ball again goes out of bounds. Doyer here on the near side. Throw-in once again. This is Melanie Hall. Doyer had that ball sail over her head. McCullough all the way to the end line goes out of play. And I think that Raven McCree is back in, so that's good news. Not so much for today, but for Saturday when Earlham will need her for the Principia match. And McCree will go back once again to doing the goal kick here for Chomantowski. McCree winding up and sending that one here to the near side, and it will go out of play as Khan is there for the Quakers, but again it went out of bounds. Still just over 17 minutes remaining, and will they go ahead and let her? Nope, they're going to go ahead and have a sub first. Checking in now for Wilmington will be Mackenzie Weaver. We saw Weaver in the first half, and setting down will be Hannah Greeny, and Greeny played well today for Wilmington. Players getting a little bit of a break from the sunshine as we see some clouds start to move in just over the trees here beyond the stadium. Wilmington trying to go on the attack the other way as now Earlham gets the takeaway. I want to mention also in the game will be Ariana Johnson, a junior from Cincinnati. Johnson is now checked into the lineup as well for Wilmington. We talked earlier about the schedule coming up for the Quakers. Again, they'll play Principia on Saturday. That'll be 1 o'clock. As that ball worked back out again. Here's McCullough. And then the Quakers have their final non-conference matchup at McMurray on September 26th. Doyer now to the near side. Doyer trying to get it inside the 18. Kahn was there as well, but quickly cleared away by Wilmington as number 27, Courtney Ryan, was there. Doyer with a throw-in. And McCullough turning, lifting high, redirected header again at the top of the 18, and will head the other way. Wilmington back on the counterattack once again. Good pass near side. That ball knocked down. Good hustle back again for the Earlham Quakers, Emma Jones. Quakers will open up conference play at Mount St. Joe. That'll be a tough one. That's always a tough place to go. Mount St. Joe on the 29th of September. As we said, October is always a very busy month, as everyone trying to get all of these conference games in and qualify for the HCAC tournament that will begin on October 31st. Doyer near side once again against Alexis Haley. Ball comes loose, and Earlham will get the shot off for the first time today off the right leg. Earlham waited, in fact, till the 14:42 mark, and it was Mana who ended up getting the shot. But good defensive play as Moy able to knock it down. Almost became a one-on-one situation. Throw in on the far side will stay in play until Wilmington kicked it out one more time. Or did it go off an Earlham player? The official said it was an Earlham player who touched it last. Throwing now for Wilmington, Ariana Johnson. Well, at least Earlham should have gotten that number off the board, and they did. So at least they're going to end up with a shot and a shot on goal here this afternoon. And again, with so many new players in the lineup now for Wilmington, as Burge will put that out of play. One thing that they are getting, speaking of Wilmington, they're getting a lot of players with some good playing time here in this one. Earlham will play their first 2 conference games on the road. Those will be huge, and you go to Mount St. Joe for the first, and then you travel to Transylvania. Both those teams, at least at this stage, with winning records in the non-conference. So they got to go to those 2 before they come back against Hanover and Bluffton. And Hanover, they're playing well. Bluffton not as well early, but you're talking about 3 very good teams to open up the HCAC schedule with. 50-50 ball. McCullough is there. Also there for Wilmington was Mackenzie Weaver. Ball sent near side and out of play. Doyer with a throw in now for Earlham. Quakers get nothing off of the throw in as well as Wilmington is there. Yana Miller. Back to Kahn. She tried to dump it behind. Probably needed to go forward. The Earlham offense has been so stagnant here today. They've got to find some way to keep heading north instead of going south and side to side. They're just not doing anything with it offensively, as Beal now will try to get it across midfield and does. And it is stopped again. Boy, I tell you what, good defensive play by Ariana Johnson of Wilmington as Earlham starts to make their move, and every time they do, someone is there in a green jersey to make sure it goes no further. McCree with the throw-in. McCullough double-teamed and eventually gets away from both those defensive players in a collision as McCullough goes down. Weaver went down. Ball was sent all the way down to Chomatowski, and here's Doyer to the near side. Doyer tried to advance it past the defenseman Melanie Hall. Here's Doyer looking to back to the inside and sent again past the midfield mark into Earlham territory, and able to get the takeaways Emma Jones. Emma sending it deep once again past the midfield stripe, and will head the other way until it's taken up there by the keeper in Moyer. We have 11 minutes and now counting here in the second half. 4-0, Wilmington on top. McCree sends it high in the air. And coming out from her goalie spot will be Moyer, as Yana Miller gave a little shove that time, trying to maybe separate herself away from Courtney Ryan. And Moyer again will have a high kick all the way to midfield. We will go back and forth, possession going each way. And finally, Johnson able to come up with it once she sends it back to the middle. Earlham able to get the takeaway. Here is Doyer, but again, it doesn't last very long as Melanie Hall able to get the stop. And this ball will again be sent all the way deep in the corner. Wilmington will keep it. They may get a good look right here. Doyer playing way off the ball. That is sent toward the keeper and picked up there by Chomatowski. And again, Earlham back on the counterattack. Let's see if they can get something here. They won't win this contest here today, but try to again get a positive on the board before Principia Saturday. Again, the attack is stopped short of midfield. There for the Quakers defensively is Aaron Welsh able to clear that one to the far side. It eventually goes out of play, and we'll have another throw in again for Wilmington, and Wilmington will make another change coming into their lineup. Is that Bomber number 32 or 22? Okay. They only have a 22 on the roster. We'll try to figure out who 22 is. As again, Earlham attempting to go back on offense. It is thwarted immediately, and once again, Wilmington is there, and a whistle and a foul call against Wilmington. Doyer went down. We talked about it before. Again, if Earlham ends up losing anyone else, they just don't have enough to go around here as clock is down to 8:40. Doyer may have to be helped off. Yeah, Doyer, she's played the entire match here today. You can kind of tell she too is spent, and they're going to stop the clock. So once they make the change, they'll get a sub in, and she's going to have to be helped off. That may be even a right ankle. Back into the lineup will be number 11, which is Lydia Harvey. And they will clear us to play here. I think they're going to call what? They want the time back to what? So they want the time at 8:45. So we will put the time back to 8:45 as well. And once he blows that whistle, we'll get started again. And here we go. That is McCree with the goal kick all the way to midfield. Earlham again unable to advance it. They dump it behind. Good aggressive play yet by Wilmington. Coming up was Amy Johnson there for the Wilmington Quakers. Ariana Johnson making well use of her playing time in this one here this afternoon for Wilmington. Earlham trying to bring it back here to the near sideline, and a whistle. Foul will be called. They're going to get number 22 that time. On the foul, we mentioned the 22 is not on the roster. It is 31. So Transier is the player that is number 22. Thea Transier out of New Richmond, Ohio. She's a freshman. Again, who just picked up the foul a moment ago. Couple of more changes again for Wilmington as they freely sub. Number 30 coming in, number 3. Number 3 is Jordan Hurt. Sierra Kolar is coming in as well. Kolar wearing number 30. And they have come close. If not, they played just about everybody on their roster here this afternoon. Quakers of Earlham back on the counterattack, working at the midfield, looking to the opposite side, but waiting there to get the takeaway is Johnson. Here comes Wilmington again, just above the 18, nothing as McCree comes in. There once again for Earlham is Emma Jones, the header. Back inside the 18, chance here for Wilmington, and that is going to be knocked down. Good job by Chematowski to knock it away. Good look again for Wilmington. Almost made it 5-0 as Chomentowski there for Earlham. Kahn will put a right leg into this one. Sends it deep. Knocked down by Johnson of Wilmington. Also coming up, Haley Beal. There is McCree again for Earlham. Beal able to get the takeaway. She steals that one right away from Paige Lane. 6 minutes remaining in this one as Earlham will set their sights on Principia on Saturday. And again, we'll have both the men's and women's contests. The women will play at 1. The men will play at 3:30. Boy, we have a busy Saturday. Field hockey, football, volleyball, and soccer all going at it for homecoming. Harvey taps that one in the air, goes into the 18, and picked up there by Lita Moyer. Earlham's numbers, you look and we talked about it in the tail of the tape, and this one here today, the Earlham offense held in check today, averaging nearly 3 goals per game. Their shot percentage at .187, 15.2 shots per game. Only giving up 1.83, so everything in favor of the Wilmington Quakers here today. There's Emma Jones with the right leg. Earlham trying to put themselves in position, and there's a foul call against Wilmington. Well, for Chad Harden and his squad, they're going to have to find a way to regroup now. Again, with the non-conference game on Saturday, the real important part is, again, what is coming up in the HCAC, but now they're down to just 2 non-conference matchups before conference play begins. Probably, from his standpoint, if your offense is to struggle a little bit, maybe early, you can make some changes. And then, of course, the injuries are a huge factor as well for Earlham. They're going to have a stop the clock again. And now we will restart it. I believe we do. So that was just a brief stoppage of play. May have been a player new 2 coming in. That's number 19 who has checked in. That is Emily Sterner. So Sterner is in, number 19 now for Wilmington. And we're down to our final 4 minutes. Ball comes near side and goes out of play once again. Here's McCullough. Transier again will put it to the far side, and a chase after that one. Kaylin Evans there for Wilmington. Her along with Aaron Welsh battling for the loose ball, and that's an offsides. Amy Johnson getting ahead of the field, but too far ahead. So the official calling the offsides, and McCree will put it back in play for Earlham as we're down to our final 3 minutes. Ball will go over the head of, that is Johnson for Wilmington, there for Earlham, number 22, which is Mono. So ball will be put back in play where? The official stopping both teams right here for the moment. And they will say that'll go back over again to Earlham. So Earlham will get possession. Now, Quaker saw McCree go down earlier. She is back, and then you lose perhaps one of your better defensemen in Doyer, and hopefully she's okay for Saturday. In fact, Doyer is on the bench. There is not even, well, there is ice on her left knee, so they'll get that worked on right away. Here come the Wilmington Quakers again. The left leg. That is going to be Amy Johnson, but there is Chomantowski again. Well, you can imagine if Doyer can't go on Saturday. There are only 3 players over there right now outside of Doyer. Earlham back on the attack here as they work it deep. The header there by Ariana Johnson for Wilmington. And again, Earlham unable to get a look here late in this one. Just over a minute remaining. Wilmington will extend their winning streak now to 3 and pick up their 5th win of the year. Earlham again will fall to 4-3 on the season. And again, you can follow all the latest Earlham news, not just on the Earlham women's soccer team, but all the sporting events on GoEarlham.com throughout the entire season. Not only rosters, statistics, pictures, videos, and much more. GoEarlham.com. We'll have more. And, of course, the volleyball team trying to rebound from a loss last night. Here's McCree once again with a right leg, sending it ahead. Mono is there looking to redirect that ball to the inside down to the final 27. And by the way, it was Esther Mono who got the only shot on goal here today. That came late here in the second half as Earlham starters were pretty much shut down today by Wilmington.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now there it is. That's your final score as Wilmington beats Earlham by a final of 4-0 here this afternoon. Again, Wilmington now 5-2. Earlham will fall to 4-3. We're back Saturday when the Quakers take on Principia. And again, that's a 1 o'clock start time. That's for the women's contest. The men will play at 3:30. And again, both games right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Thanks for being with us. Your final, Wilmington 4, Earlham 0. This has been Earlham Women's Soccer on Radio Troy Digital Sports.